Hello, and welcome to Turtleneck Tabletalk, the podcast where we search for insightful conversation while promoting our community. And today we are super pumped because we have a special guest.
Josh West, an amazing human being, but the one I've been able to know over the past 2 years as the Wichita D2 men's rugby coach, a national champion in the USA Rugby community of the D3 division at the time. And why don't you speak on that a little bit, Josh? Introduce yourself in the way you see fit, wearing that beautiful medal right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so you said a lot there.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of forgot what half of it was, but yeah, we'll just jump off with you know me in the rugby aspect of life as the coach of Wichita Rugby. Something I love. Been doing it for 2 years. Hopefully I can do it forever. Who knows? But it's just a great thing to do. Love being around you guys. It's half the reason why I do it is to be around the boys.
In particular, us. But
It's good group of dudes right here. But we can go into all that coaching and stuff in a little bit. But yeah, the national championship's the real story from 2015. So it's hot topic 8 years ago.
Still relevant.
But I thought I'd bring it because it's part of our history as the Wichita Barbarians 2015 national champion 8 long years ago. Won it last minute kick by this. Devin knows him, you don't, but this guy named Dustin Frost, who was a super good player. And then he just gave up, got fat, and quit playing rugby. So, but he knows I love him and all that stuff. But no, he won the game for us last. No time left. Kick, penalty, kick goes over. We win. I scored a try though right before halftime that was essential to us making our comeback
and getting the momentum going.
Nice.
But that was a great time as well. And then now we're D2, so it's a little more competitive. If we were still D3, we'd probably win. We probably would have won it like 3 or 4 more times. But we moved up, challenged ourselves a little bit. Yeah.
So for those who aren't so familiar with like rugby and the divisions, can you kind of break that down? Because, to the average person, they're like hearing these numbers and they're like, what does this mean? And the significance of like how many teams you have to play against and all that stuff. Can you kind of break that down just a little bit?
Yeah. So,
Gotta flip it around.
Gotta still see it. It's still important. So like rugby, there's kind of, let's just call it, for the men's age, you're done with college. There's like 4 levels. So you have professional, which is MLR. You have D1, which used to be like the top level back in the day, but before professional started up about 5-6 years ago. So D1, and those are your kind of usually the bigger cities of America. So like New York, Chicago, Austin, Dallas, then California teams, Seattle, stuff like that. Like those would be like where your D1 teams usually come from, large population, large number of rugby guys to kind of pull from. And then D2 is, again, smaller cities. Maybe it doesn't have all the colleges and stuff that can help supply those teams with players. You can have D1 and D2 on the same club, like a New York D1 team could have a D2 team as well. And then D3 is kind of like very much, that's kind of why we were in D3. Like it's very grassroots. It's like a small town. Wichita is not smallest, but it is like, it's not this metropolis, but it is a smaller hub where guys are just kind of maybe learning rugby for the first time. Like you guys never played rugby before till you guys came out. And that's kind of what D3 is reserved for in a way. There shouldn't be any guys on a D3 squad that are pro. Like back in the day, there kind of used to be some because pro wasn't around. So it was like, a guy might have been a legit athlete in some small town in, Nebraska, just playing on some team and tearing everybody up that was just average Joes running around. And then there's even one level below that. It's social. It's just guys that want to play rugby. They don't care about training. They don't care if they win or lose. They just want to drink, have fun, whatever. So there's pro, D1, D2, D3, and then social if you're really looking to just be a part of the culture still, even though like you could be 20 years old all the way to like 60. You're like, I just want to be around it. So those are kind of the 5 main levels of rugby that you might see in the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the culture is definitely something that was a shock coming into the sport first playing it 2 years ago, and just the sport in general is confusing to a lot of people who haven't watched it, maybe know about it, but they're looking at it and saying, what is rugby in general? What is it doing in America? We already have football. Why should people even think about playing rugby? And what would you say to those people who say that?
Okay, well, I got a question for you though.
Yeah, what's
Okay,
that?
so why was rugby just a culture shock for you?
The culture shock was crazy because, one, my dad noticed this too. Right after every game, you get with your team and you drink and you have fun together. Like that doesn't happen in football games. That doesn't happen in basketball, baseball. It does not happen where you can go from full on punishing another man to just having a drink with him right after a game, and that's just not a part of any of the other cultures in American sports that we have. And I think that was probably the biggest one, but also just like just the different eclectic personalities that we have in our own very own Wichita Barbarians.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of half the reason why people should come and play the sport, because it is, it's a social thing. It's a community. Even if you're playing a team that maybe you don't even like, a rival or whatever, you're still a community. You're still a rugby player. Like, you're part of that small fraternity of guys, because it's not a huge sport, like you said. It's not like football, basketball, baseball, whatever, these major sports in America. It's very much community. And then we all hang out, drink together, whatever, after the game. And you said all the personalities, like, that's what rugby's all about. It's guys that are just like, yeah, anyone can be done playing sports after high school. Anyone could just be like, yeah, I'm done playing sports. I'm going to, get my degree.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Good job. I'm going to just maybe go to the gym 3 times a week. Get married, have kids, stay at home, watch TV, whatever. Do that, rinse, repeat until you die. Yeah. But rugby, you want to still compete. You want to still hang out. You want to still have fun.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of something. And a lot of guys, I'm not military, but a lot of guys we've had it that have been military. Like, this is the next best thing, like when you're in the military, it's a brotherhood. You're around each other all the time. You get to know each other, for better, for worse. And like, same thing with rugby, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, we're there with each other, hanging out. You have someone to check in on you. Like, if I don't see Austin for like 2 weeks, I can be like, hey, are you good? You know? And like, in normal life, outside of rugby, you might not have someone that would say, hey man, are you doing all right? Like, people at your job don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not going to be like, you feeling okay, man? That expense report looked a little rough, but no, like, as long as you turn in. But rugby guys, they care about each other. That's kind of the big appeal of it for maybe a lot of people. Like, it's instant friends. There's guys that when you travel, you can go overseas, you can go to another city, whatever. You join a team, like, you legitimately have like 30, 40, 50 best friends. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, am I going to move here and find friends? Well, just join a rugby club and you got friends. Like, it doesn't matter if you're super good at the sport or like you just started. Like, they have to love you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. I want to give you props for that, because you did continually text me when I was first joining. Like, I didn't know anything about the sport, and you kept, hey, Austin, you going to come out and play a game yet?
Yeah.
No, I'm going back home to see family, and family's good. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing my family. But, the sooner I would have got into playing, the better. And I'm glad that I got in when I did, and that you kept texting me to come out. So
yeah, man, I remember. Yeah, you were always going home to see your family, which I get. Like, you're away from them. You're at WSU as a freshman, staying in dorms first time. Probably didn't know too many people on campus yet, and we're just like, I'm just gonna go home and hang out with the fam and just. Yeah. But I wanted to bring you out of your comfort zone, hang out with the boys, all the personalities.
That's true.
I knew you needed it. I could tell Austin needed something crazy in his life.
Yeah. I feel like I've really flourished.
Yeah, I think
guys,
so. I think so.
Yeah.
So kind of talking about kind of going back into your journey into rugby, did you previously have experience and whatnot? Because you've been playing rugby for almost a decade now. about for the Barbarians?
Yeah, it's like 12 years, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So can you kind of talk about like your journey, because you've had an interesting story of coming in, playing, and then being the captain, because you were the captain when I joined the team.
Yeah.
And now coaching. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that kind of journey?
Yeah. So I remember I went to Emporia State, and I was in the working out at whatever the rec center, we'll just call it rec center. And these guys were like, hey man, you should come play rugby. And they saw me lifting heavy weight, so they knew I was a specimen back at 21. And so I was like, yeah, I'll show up. So show up, and just I think I get one training session in. It was on a Tuesday, and I didn't go Thursday because I was helping out with Big Brother, Big Sister, doing my community work back, in college and all that. But yeah, I showed up, and I liked it, and they were like, "Hey, you gonna play Saturday?" And I was like, "I mean, I don't know what I'm doing." And they're like, "Don't matter." So show up that Saturday, played a game, started. I wish I could see the film, and because everyone told me like, "Oh, you did so good," and all this stuff. And if I watched it now, I'd be like, "Oh my god, that guy sucks." But I was like hooked from the get go. Like I remember waking up before the game, and like I was reading my Bible, Austin. You didn't love that, but I was reading my Bible. I was just like, because I was like, I'm probably gonna die when I play rugby today. Because I was like, I was nervous. I watched it, on YouTube or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting hurt playing this game. I need to read the Bible and get right with the Lord in case something happens to me.
Hit him with a little Philippians 4:13. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think yeah. Is that New Testament?
Yeah.
Okay, then I was going old. I go old school. I go biblical on them,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just nervous playing the first game. I still have my first mouthpiece somewhere in my house. Like I collected it or whatever. But yeah, I was just hooked right then and there. And I remember drinking with the other team, and I obviously got way too I used to always get way too messed up. But that's what got me hooked. I was like, man, I could do this forever, and I'm still doing it. But then moved to Wichita because Emporia. I told them I moved back home, and I was like, I'll keep playing with you guys. I really like you guys, whatever. They're like, hey, just go play for Wichita, man. Like we suck. We don't even. Yeah, they're like, we don't even really have a structured team. Just go, actually play for a good club. I was like, all right. So played for Wichita. Showed up with them. Back then I was same height, obviously, but I was like 170 pounds, just lean, long hair, super fast. What an athlete. And then I don't know if I want to call it sick or whatever, but I woke up one day and just had like this crazy intense pain in like all my joints, knees, elbows, even shoulders were like on fire. And I was like, what is going on here? I was like, okay, whatever. I'll probably just something I'm working through. Went to the gym, like could barely like bench like 135. I was like, dude, something's up, man. I don't know what's going on. Went to the doctors for like months, man. Like that was like spring of 2012. So went to doctors for probably like from March through like December. Was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And I put on like 40 pounds. So I went from like being like 170. I think I might even got to 230. So I put on like 60 pounds. Just because I was just depressed, couldn't move, body wasn't working right. Stopped playing rugby. So I stopped for like 6 months. And just was like, you know what, my life's over, man. This sucks. It was like 22, 23. I was like, I can't do anything, can't work out, can't run, can't play rugby. And kind of gave up. And then I remember just talking to a therapist because I was like, I'll just be honest. I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I was like, depressed, can't move, can't do anything. And I was like, I got to go talk to someone, man, because this is not the way I want it to be. But, like I said, doctors ran all sorts of tests under the sun for me. They were like, do you have parvo, which is a dog disease? They did everything, man. Like, and I just got...
really do got that dog in you.
I do, yeah. No, I didn't have parvo, but I get like... I don't know if jaded is the right word, but I just done with the whole medical process. Like, I'll figure this out on my own. Whatever, I'll heal myself because doctors, they just run tests and kind of just give you, okay, your symptoms match this chart, blah 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 blah. But I went to a therapist and they prescribed like to take this antidepressant that also like blocks nerve pain, and so that helped me a lot. And it kind of numbed the pain a little bit, whatever. I'm able to, a lot of people don't know this, but I've never played rugby at like, some people are like, I'm 100% today. Like I'm like 80% after whatever the heck happened to my joints. And some days I'm at like 60. Most of the time floating between 75. If I get up to 90%, that's like I'm on fire that day. And there's a difference in the way I play. But got those things kind of worked out, was able to get back in the gym, was able to find a purpose again, was able to get back on the rugby field. I wasn't half the athlete I used to be or whatever, but I knew that. So if I wasn't going to be, if I wasn't 170 pounds running a 4.5 40 and blah, 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 like I had to like commit myself to learning the game because, yeah. So I just learned everything I could. I just committed myself to it, would train all the time by myself. I didn't even like outside of Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was going after getting it on my own. And I think that's kind of what made me fall in love with it because you can be a lesser athlete because I lost a lot of it and still get by in rugby. You can just use this, you can use your brains, you can use your eyes, vision, whatever. You can use things besides just your physical ability. So I was really committed to it. I think that's what caught the maybe respect, attention of a lot of the older guys on the team at the time. And they voted me to be vice captain when I was like 24 or so. And that was a big accomplishment for me because I was thinking about just not playing rugby anymore and even not living anymore. So that was a good thing. And that was the year we won the national championship. And then after we won the national championship, I was voted as captain. Captain of the team for close to 7 years, I think. COVID messed up one of those. I think I count that year still, though. But we had a lot of success as well during that time. Our coach, Paul, he was a big factor in that as well. He changed the way we played compared to kind of how we used to do old school rugby. But yeah, we had a lot of good years from 2015 to right before COVID. So 2019, we had a super good stretch. Very successful, and getting a lot of guys to show up out of the woodwork for rugby that like maybe moved to America or just show up for a job and like, hey, I've played rugby for my whole life. I'm here to play. So we got a lot of those guys that showed up. So I was very blessed and fortunate to have those guys with me to make my job as captain easier. Then the whole coaching thing. So COVID hit. Rugby no one was really interested in rugby anymore. Like we tried to, when we got it back going, like Devin was there, but like, we'd show up to training, there'd be like eight guys, and it's just like,
Yeah.
And like, and then for a game, there might be like 12. Like we had to like borrow guys from the other team, their subs and stuff. And it just wasn't that fun. Just after COVID, it kind of sucked. And then fall of 2021, I became the coach, got voted in as coach. And it was a tough process getting the team back from COVID. That's probably why I texted you so much because I was desperate. But I knew you were super good. I could just tell. But I was like, I gotta get everyone that shows up. I gotta get them to stick around. Yeah. And even if they're really horrible or really good, and I could tell you were gonna be good, I was like, I gotta text this guy. I gotta get him to come out. And so really working on getting the team going again. Like,
dude, what's something with that, with getting the team going? Like, what was, like, I think I've talked to you a little bit about this before, but like getting culture started, it takes almost like a couple years to do that. And so in most cases, and I feel like that's what you've done. And I know you're going to get to that, but from this point, from like after you got the coaching job, what have been like the things you valued in getting players to join the cause? Because we've really got a big rugby team for something not many people know about, and it's just a really good culture that I enjoy going to every Tuesday and Thursday. So what's been like your process of building that up?
So like just first to try to make the environment fun, because it is, a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on like results, like winning, and stuff like that. But like, that'll happen, but first off, got to have fun while we're at training, and then learning at the same time learning while we're having fun. Like I could go over and have just bore you to death with drills and stuff. But if we can make games for guys, let their personalities show, let them kind of be silly and stupid. Like that's what it's about. As long as we're still focused and zoned in, I just try to let the guys be who they are. And then with the culture thing, it is tough in a way because it was kind of like a reset. Like all the old guys that kind of stopped playing right when COVID hit, like they kind of like, oh, I guess I'm done. They all just went away. So you lose all those things they may have held dear. And then it falls on to like 3 or 4 of us to maybe keep it going. But I just try to do what like the coaches before me did and like just be there every time. Like just be accountable, be committed, be like I never showed up. I'm always there now like at 6:10. I never, even when I was captain, I was there at like 6:28, just putting boots on, running out there, whatever. But I'm there super early, getting things going. I'm always checking in on guys. Maybe pestering them if that's what it is. But trying to make sure
they need it.
Yeah,
for sure.
But trying to make sure everyone's there, because the trainings are only as good as whoever shows up. So like, if we have 5 people, can't do much with that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and if we have 25, we can make that a lot more fun. We can do a lot more things. So like when there's times my kid is not feeling well, or my wife doesn't want me to go, or I'm not feeling well, or I'm tired, or whatever. I'm like, I still got to be there because if there's, these guys are counting on me, and it's just that type of mindset for me. I know everyone's counting on me. I got to be there. And I think hopefully the players see that, and then they, reciprocate that behavior, and they show up as well. Like, hey, Josh is committed. Josh has a kid. Josh has other stuff going on. I got to be there. And it is maybe like, I always tell guys they'll never regret showing up to training. Like, you're never going to show up and after 2 hours, like, why did I come, man? I don't even want to be here. Like, it's just a very, fun, and it can make your day better. It's a good way to end your day. So, but the culture part, we're still working on that. We're still working on
always.
It is culture. Like if you think of what culture is, bacteria, correct, and it's ever changing, whatever. Like it's gonna evolve and take on different forms, And like back in the day, the culture of rugby used to be, and still is, getting drunk. But it was like who cares? You can play drunk; it doesn't even matter.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And it was like get naked after games, sing a bunch of songs, do whatever. Like it's just slowly morphed away. People don't sing songs as much as they used to. I haven't heard a rugby song in like 4 years probably. No one gets naked like they used to. It used to be just everyone was naked. A lot of guys would just DUIs. I mean, like it was pretty drunken culture, and like that's fine, that's cool and all. But I think the world's kind of shifting away from just being a drunk moron. Like it's not as acceptable as it used to be. And so, but we have our own cultures now of just. You guys probably know more. I'm the coach. No one, I'm lame. Like you guys probably know more about the culture and stuff of the team now than I do. But like, it is just young kids they just love the sport and they want to see TikToks of the game, and that's probably more of what the culture might be, instead of getting drunk and having your, getting a DUI and work and being on your 3rd wife by the time you're 35. Like, it's changed. It's more mature. It's more mature. The game's more mature now.
Thankfully I did not join in that era, or I probably would have hit the door as soon as I saw that. But I mean, there might be trace amounts of that stuff.
Oh yeah, we still got it. You can ask me, and Jay and I will show you how it's done sometime. We're one of the few guys that still
there's
ruin their lives on a Saturday.
It's crazy. But we try to aim to ruin other people's lives in the L column. So put them over there. By winning.
True.
We win. Undefeated this past year, by the way. Until the playoffs. I guess we could get a recap on that. Congratulations on the how many wins was it? I did not look this stat up before.
Well, you got to do your
podcast.
research, man. I don't know.
Not prepared.
There's probably like 10 games each, so fall and spring. So let's just say 20.
It was
we
never
like
lost.
that.
20 games, something like that. Yeah.
We were scared to come and play us. We got multiple games canceled.
Oh yeah. We won't say who those teams are or whatever, but they know. Who
Could.
they are.
You can,
And,
I mean, that's
could.
you just look
Yeah.
it up. Like,
Yeah, I guess you
yeah,
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, yeah, undefeated and until playoffs. And that's kind of usually how our seasons go. We're blessed enough where we win most of our games, and then it sucks. You got to lose it. You can't win them all. You got to lose at some point. It sucks. They always happen in playoffs, but hey, it is what it is. We have success, and when we do have those losses, we learn from them, and
Yeah.
hopefully we minimize them each year. Hopefully
Yeah.
if we have one loss next year, I'm quitting. So yeah.
And we're like, you would say we're playing some fairly, playing all around the Midwest. Like, for people who once again aren't so familiar with the rugby and even our division, can you what are some of the teams that we play? Where are some places we travel to? And where are some places that we've traveled to like in the past type of thing too, as well?
Yeah. So we play probably the farthest places we play now are like Omaha and St. Louis. That's on a regular schedule. That's just the farthest we might travel just for regular regional games.
Yeah.
Most everyone is like KC, some Oklahoma City teams. Might go to Dallas every now and then. But it's usually all in that area. And then once you get to Midwest, yeah. And then once you get to like playoffs, they've changed the structure up so many times in recent years. But we used to travel go to the coasts, just the West Coast, not the East Coast, just West Coast, a decent amount. We've been to California twice, San Diego and San Francisco. Played there. San Francisco was when we won that semifinal to go to the national championship. Went to Chicago this past year.
Yeah.
That was the farthest we've been in a long time. And then we went to Mexico.
Oh,
When was that?
gosh,
I guess
forgot
we
about
went to Arizona once.
Arizona,
That was-
yeah.
I forgot about Arizona. Did that. And then went to Mexico when Paul was coach. That was 2018,
That's
I believe.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we teamed up with Tucson, the Magpies, and played a team down there. It was a good time. We were there for Dia de los Muertos. And so it was just,
that sounded pretty fluent.
yeah, hey, you already know, man. I'm like, I think like 27%,
Congrats
from
on that,
Zacatecas
man.
area. That's what my 23andMe says. But
So was your game elevated when you went up there?
well, yeah, and my game was elevated. I was back home with my people, and they knew I was back. It was like a hero's welcome.
Yeah.
Tried to speak a lot of Spanish, not a lot of Spanish, but tried to say things to people down there, and it was pretty bad. And told one guy, I thought I asked him what his name was, and I told him I loved him instead. And I said te amo instead of como se llama. So I said te amo, and then Paul was like, "Hey, you just told that guy you loved him," and I was like, "Maybe I might. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe I meant what I said." That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we've been on a lot of tours. What do we got in the future for possible things we're doing? What's the future outlook look like for Wichita Rugby? Are we going to Canada?
Yeah, you never know. We just might take over, the north and south border.
Yeah. Get all the Americas.
No, I know. Paul's been talking about Argentina, and that's more of an effort to get down there. Mexico. Anyone can go to Mexico. I can go there right now and come back, and I don't even need a passport. I can just walk across the border. But Argentina, that takes
check that later.
that takes some efforts and planning, logistical stuff, and money, obviously. Mexico was a good chunk of change. I think $500. Argentina is going to probably be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But just putting that out there early, like maybe we do it a year from now or 2 years, but so guys can put away $25 a month, or whatever, try to get out there. Cause it's not so much like, you can save that money and buy something else with it, but it's really more of an experience going with your boys, playing rugby, especially in another country, another culture.
Yeah.
In Argentina, they love rugby down there. So if we can ever have that one, that'll be awesome. I'll be the first one to sign up for that. And on a more local scale, you said, what do we got going on? So August 21st, we have gonna make an event for it soon and all that. But we're gonna be at Indian Hills swim pool, Monday night, family friends night, come out, have a burger, have a
Yeah.
dog, have a beer.
Yeah.
A little sand volleyball.
Keep it coming.
You know, a little pickleball,
Ooh.
a little horseshoes.
Yeah.
What else they got?
Cornhole?
No, we could bring corn.
can
You know,
bring-
we can
yeah,
bring
okay.
cornhole. But yeah, some fundraiser stuff. But that's for everyone. You know, that's for youth all the way through men's, whatever. You know, just everyone come together. No matter if you played in the 70s, you played for 2 weeks in 2012. Come out, bring your kids, bring your mom, dad, whatever. Have a little bit of food, hang out, and just. I think that's one thing we probably don't do the greatest job of is just being like. Always getting together all the time. Like it's usually just like, oh, men's team do this, or the kids are just doing that, or whatever. But if we can have something where we all come together, and then we can say, hey, we're all coming together, so why don't we bring your families, your mom, dad, grandma, bring generations along, so people can see like, oh, rugby is, it is family, it is fun, and it is maybe change, because there's some people who were like, I'm not going around rugby because my husband played that in college, and they were all idiots, and like they were just drunks and blah 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 blah. Like you're like, no, we're actually good people. We hang out, we play cornhole. We
Pickleball.
we have values and stuff. We can be good people. So hopefully that's a good time on August 21st, Indian Hills.
Indian Hills.
Yeah, swim pool.
Swimming pool.
Yeah, swimming pool. Yeah.
I'll have to look that up on Google Maps.
Oh yeah, no, it's exclusive club, members only.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice, very
very
nice.
nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of stuff going recently. Sevens tournament. I know we were talking about that before this. We went to a tournament last week, and we're still trying to get extra guys coming out for that, and just experiencing the awesomeness of it. And I don't know how much time we have left, but what would you say to the people coming in, and what would you tell them to keep coming, to encourage them and lift them up into this beautiful community we have?
Yeah. So I mean, just show up is the first thing. Some people are like, I want to play rugby. Okay, well, show up, man. Got to show up. That's the biggest part. And then don't worry about like how good you look compared to somebody else. Like it's like I said, I've played for 12 years. If you show up and you're like, I want to do something like you're doing, I'm like, well, okay, you probably can't right away, but like you can probably do some other things better than I can, like, because you have this natural athleticism or whatever it is. But just go at your own pace. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, unless maybe if you want to compare, do it with guys that are just starting out with you. Be like, okay, I want to make sure I'm better than that guy in 3 months, and that's fair. I mean, like that's a way to see how you're growing. I still do that today. I'm like, I want to play better than everybody else on my team, and that's kind of a selfish thing, but it means if I'm playing well, then that means probably someone else is going to be playing well because I did my job and blah blah blah, and trickle down effect. But yeah, just show up, enjoy what you learn, just take it one little step at a time. Just enjoy that little thing that you learn on Tuesday, Thursday. And then in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whenever you're still playing, then you can really take back and look at your film and be like, okay, I have grown a lot. Now I've made some advances in my game and stuff like that. But just take it slow. Yeah. Biggest thing, just take it slow and enjoy the crazy personalities we got.
Yeah, because I really do feel like you've done an amazing job of helping to cultivate such a welcoming. No, it's word of the day. But just a very welcoming environment so that people, no matter their skill level, you've done a great job of being very inclusive and having, making sure that everybody gets quality playing time, no matter what level they are at and whatnot. And I think that that's been such a positive for the team as a whole, and it's built up morale and it's gotten more people bought in. So once again, just kind of elaborating with what you said, like, doesn't matter your skill level, you really do a great job of really teaching people and giving them quality playing time as well. So
something I try to do. I was a teacher, so try to teach people and be fair about everything, and then all that stuff. Yeah.
For those of the audience members who don't know, Josh was a bowling coach.
Oh yeah.
At what high school was it?
South High.
South High.
Yeah.
What have you taken from your bowling coaching game into your rugby coaching game? What's been the differences, the advancements, the takeaways?
So bowling, I've probably taken you don't have to be. I still try to be in control of everything, but like bowling, it's okay. I've learned it's okay to not to know, to just kind of let things kind of flow, because I don't know crap about bowling. So when like kids would ask me, "Hey, what should I do here?" I'm like, trust yourself. Hey, just trust. You've been bowling for a couple of years, 3-4 years. Dude, just trust yourself.
While you're sitting over here like we bowling.
Yeah. But because again, that's an individual sport, and like you're the only one who can do it. Like I can't be like, okay, let me drop a play for you. Let me show you what worked. No, it's okay. Just trust yourself. Go through the mechanics, everything. Hit the markers you need to hit. Blah 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 blah. And same thing with rugby. Like, trust. Learn. Well, if I can give you the basics in rugby, then trust after I give you those. I couldn't give you anything in bowling. Like I can give you some crap, but. No, so it just taught me like it's okay just to kind of stand back and let people just kind of do their thing.
Yeah. So that's a good lesson to
Yeah.
get away from.
Yeah, because I had no control there. I don't know anything about bowling.
Would you say it came a little bit from Wii Sports, or did
I
your,
was
your knowledge pretty?
I was pretty good at Wii bowling, man. Yeah, I camped out at Circuit City. That's how old I am. To get a Wii first day it came out.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember just dominating bowling, tennis, baseball, boxing. What else was on there? There was like one more.
I don't know. I like the Wii Sports Resort a little bit.
See, that's too new for me. I was in my 20s
Seriously?
by the time that came out, so I was too old for.
I went back like 2 months ago. I
Yeah.
went back home and played that.
No, I mean,
It's
Wii
timeless.
bowling is legit though,
It is.
and they did teach me a few things, and yeah. You got it. When you're really good, you can get that 100-pin Wii bowling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's like a hack to that too. If you like hit it on the riser and you can get all of them without actually hitting.
I think so. I think.
You seen
Oh,
that?
okay. Yeah, you can throw it on it, and it goes all the way back, and then it explodes.
Yeah.
I think
I've never done that.
you
though.
can. Yeah, you can.
I've seen one, but I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun to reminisce on. Yeah. Well, shoot.
If people want more information about Wichita Rugby, where can they go?
So we have a Facebook page.
What?
We have Instagram.
What?
We have. We don't have Twitter, do we?
What?
I don't,
Yeah, we do.
Well, you have
I
a
think
Twitter?
we do. I don't
Okay.
know. We don't know the password. We have it. It's
We
there.
have a website, wichitarugby.com.
What?
You can find me on Facebook, Josh West, and just message me,
What?
and just say, hey, what's up, man? I want to know about rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are the ways you can probably figure it out. YouTube us as well. We got some YouTube the 2015 National Championship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll see some good stuff there too.
See some
Yeah.
flow.
Oh yeah,
Some lightning flow.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I think we do need to improve like our website and just ways to recruit, contact, and get people to know about Wichita Rugby, which is why I'm super glad we're doing this podcast, so people can see how wonderful this sport is.
Oh yeah, hopefully
Exactly,
it
yeah.
can reach the
See 'em on
masses,
Tuesday.
man.
Yeah, for sure. So all like 67 people right now.
Hey, we'll make it grow.
But it'll grow.
It will grow.
It'll
Yes,
grow.
yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it does. So, yeah, I don't know what's on there, but yeah, dude, thanks for coming here.
Yeah.
Sitting in our wonderful leather furniture
Uh,
and just talking about rugby, man. Is there anything you want to say to
Anything
close
we
out?
missed? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anything we missed?
Nah,
What's on your mind?
what's on my mind?
Yeah.
Oh, just rugby is great. Come out and play it. You won't regret it, man. Like it's the best sport in the world that no one knows about, and I think that's what makes it
It's
so great.
cool. Mm-hmm.
So it makes it so great.
Yeah. Thanks for that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you guys
coming.
for having me on, man.
Yeah,
This is fun.
Yeah.
Glad to see you guys doing it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out Turtleneck Table
Talk.
Talks.
Yes, thanks
I
for.
said it wrong.
Yes, you did. See,
You
I
said it
told
wrong
you,
3 times
I
the first-
whatever, but thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in for more episodes. You can go to all our social medias. We have our it is Turtleneck Table Talk.
Turtleneck dot Table Talk, I think.
Yes,
I believe.
for our
Yeah.
Instagram, find us on
All under-
Facebook.
under-
You'll find us on Spotify, YouTube, everything. So
You guys are on
yeah,
Spotify?
We're going to be.
We're gonna be on
Uh-huh.
Spotify.
We're going to be everywhere. Yes.
Okay.
You're, you're
Yeah.
going to be seeing this face everywhere.
Okay, that's
So you can reach out there if you want to play rugby as well.
Yes.
So, thank you
sure.
for listening.
Yes.